This one's going out to those of you in the corporate world with creative roles or creatives out in the wild. This one is for you. I'm going to get real. You might not have been officially laid off, but suddenly you're not hearing from anybody. You're not getting looped into projects. Your boss's vibe is off. Your freelance inbox is suspiciously quiet. I mean, that's not nothing, but that's what I would call the pre-layoff layoff. It's for whom the bell tolls, as I say. So let's talk about what to do before you're in a full-blown crisis about this. Point one, layoffs aren't always loud. You don't need a pink slip to know that things are weird. You get fewer projects, delayed payments, clients are reevaluating budgets. What? The thing that they were so enthusiastic about, oh my God, we're going to start right away. And then radio silence. We've all been there. So those are all signs that the economy is slowing down and that creatives are going to take the hit first because they always do. You're great until you are costing them money and they don't see a return immediately. It's like, what have you done for me lately? So you're the line item that is technically speaking non-essential, right? How many marketers out there? Hello? Yep. Okay. Yep. I see you. Point number two, you stabilize your income like you're a CFO. So here's what recession proofing really means in this situation. Number one, you know your fixed expenses, your personal expenses and business expenses. The things that are immutable, the things that do not change, the rent, the subscriptions, and so on that are needed to run your business, to run your life. So, what do? You set up some automatic savings, even if it's small. So, every single payment that you get, whether it's paycheck or it's 1099 income or what have you, first of all, you have to make sure that you have tax money put aside. That's crucial. You pay your bills that you must pay, and then anything left over, you put in a high yield savings account, and that becomes your recession money, which we'll get to in a second. This is not about cutting back on everything, bear in mind. It's about building choice. It's about building flexibility. It's about buying yourself time. That's the key. Point three, you build a 6-month creative buffer. 3, if you can't build 6, 4, if you can do better, like whatever. But I would love to see you have 6. That would be my dream for you. You do whatever you can. This is emergency funds, right? But I think you should call it something else. I would call it a creative client fallout fund. I'd call it my bug out fund, like whatever works for you. Don't get hung up on names. You call it what you need to call it to make it okay. So that target, 3, 6 months of your absolute bare minimum expenses. That's rent, that's groceries, that's software, subscriptions, pet food, no luxuries, just your baseline. Okay. You do the high yield savings account, you label it. You round up all of your payments, you pay for the taxes, you put aside for your expenses that you must fulfill now, and the rest you put in there. Main point number 4, you have to diversify your gig stack. So this is your pivot runway, what I just described. So this is to make sure that you're not relying on a single whale that you're waiting on or one stale proposal that's out there rotting. So what do? You look at what skills you have. You look at what you're charging for, maybe what you're undercharging for. And then you got to look at who's adjacent to your niche. So let's say, for example, you are a PR person who helps one-arm jugglers, right? So instead of just one-arm jugglers, now you're going to expand your remit and you're going to market your services to ex-Cirque du Soleil people who are looking for a gig. Maybe that's your expansion. The key here, though, to consider is you want to look for areas that are transferable where there's going to be money during downturns. So you got to look for industries that you could support or be involved in, which can weather tougher times. You don't want to go from frying pan to the fire. You don't want to go to things that are not recession proof. So think about how you're going to market yourself in such a way that you are more recession proof, that your transferable skills will make sense to those kinds of clients. So in short, if it feels like a layoff, it probably is. It's just slower and less honest. And remember that recession proofing is emotional, not just financial. Build your creative buffer, call it whatever you like, revisit your budget, and you diversify before you have to, before you're forced to, before you're in the hole. And most of all, don't take silence as failure, right? Take it as your cue take the lead. Hi, I'm Jennifer Kirby from Talisman Wealth Advisors, and I'm here to talk to you about money, financial planning, and how to do both better. So if you like what I have to say, please be sure to check link in bio to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Thanks.